Hey everybody, so this is Sarafina Delirium. Camera's not going to be focused on me today. It's going to be focused on Mount Lydia Church Cemetery. You're looking at the sign that I made for it, which is two-sided. So you've probably seen it before. So that's the other side. And it's a little ways down the road because I wanted to make sure that I could see it in case someone tried to steal it. We've had signs up here before and they were stolen. So I put it closer to the house because I live a little bit away from the road. So, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm kind of walking up the road here because I wanted to show you all of these gorgeous periwinkles. There's some dandelions. I love dandelions. I don't think they get the credit they deserve. You can make wine out of them and everything. There's baby's breath that grows wild in here now. There's some rocks. I wonder if those are someone's grave. Yeah, it's so sad. I heard a song. It's a straw. I'm picking up trash today as well. I heard a song that said, "How will I rest in peace when I'm buried beside a busy highway?" And that really resonated with me because this is a really busy road. Here's the sign that I put up last time I was here. Private cemetery. So I think it has cut down on litter significantly. I haven't seen any today except for a straw. So whoever threw that straw was like, "Oh, we don't care. We do what we want. We're assholes that have no respect." So I have a black trash bag, and these are my friends and my family, and as I said before, I wanted to be buried here. This headstone has been down for a while, and I don't know what's on the other side of it, and I am so sorry to the person who's buried there, because I don't know what their headstone even says, unless I were to turn it over, and I don't know if I honestly have the strength to do that. There's some rocks. I believe the rocks were used as grave markers. They're kind of scattered everywhere. Here's one, and it's upright, so I see some bottles here. I have 29 minutes on camera here. More glass bottles. So I'll kind of doing both at the same time. Jesus, I can't even. Do you see all of these glass bottles? They're just everywhere. It's like somebody just sat here and drank. Here's a bone. Oh, I wanted to get all up in here. There's a bone back there too. I don't want to point my camera at dumb stuff. Okay, so I don't know if there's any headstones back there. There are headstones down there under the baby's breath. I know that for a fact because I've discovered them before, and they're so hard to get to. Oh, there's just so many. They're just scattered everywhere. So here's another place where it's marked, and it's upright again, so you can see that that was probably a headstone. There's another rock. I mean, these people were African American freed slaves. There's a bucket people were cleaning years ago, and they just left it. They just left it. Didn't even take it with them when they went. But at least they were trying to clean it up. A lot of hollow graves. These people could not afford caskets many times. Couldn't afford headstones. There goes a car. They couldn't afford headstones, so only a few of them could. And here are a few of the headstones that I remember from my childhood. This is one. I'm so sorry, ma'am, I'm walking on your grave. Estelle, daughter of Nelson and Ella Scott, died January 7th, 1920, aged 21 years. In something time, and other time, we'll meet her. I think in another time we'll meet her. beautiful periwinkles. Oh, Lordy. Berta B. Haynes, born December 12th, 1890, died October 21st, 1916, and rest in rest. She's got briars covering her up. Here's one. Mahala Ann, with no E. Mickey, born in Goosen County in 1816. Died November 17th, 1906. Gone but not forgotten. A precious one from us is gone and resting with the angels above. That's what that says. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm walking above y'all's headstones. That's rude of me. I don't like doing that. I always try to be respectful. And it's very, very hard to get through here with all of the briars. We have a neighbor here that has his fence right up against this place. I don't know if he means to be disrespectful. It's just property lines. He's a nice man. It's just, I don't like it. Oh, I'm in the grave now. Oh gosh. Rachel Thomas died April 28th, 1918, aged 84 years. The land is my ghost heart head. Oh, honey, I can't read it. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. That's what it says. Took me a little bit. Ephraim, sacred to the memory of Ephraim Thomas, May 20th, 1811 to May the 14th, 1899. Let me see here. God is in. Oh man. And already I am. And oh, it's hard to read that part. I couldn't read that part. I'll try that again one day. I'm trying to give these people credit. Well, not credit, but we had the Rockbridge Historical Society come up here, but they wanted to tear this place up. They wanted to cut down all these trees. See all these trees, and I didn't trust it because it was my project, and they kind of wanted my mom to take over it. And I mean, I've been taking care of this place for years in the best way that I could. I had a Facebook page and everything, but they said we didn't have a structure, we didn't have a foundation, and so they wouldn't even give us a sign, like a literal sign. So anyway, they were kind of rude, and it made me angry the way that they were trying to take over this place. So I had it, and I told them to leave. After that, they published an article in the newspaper about all the cemeteries around here. They didn't conclude us, obviously, and they would not give us a sign. So I made my own sign, and I decided that I was going to get to work, and I was going to work on this myself. So I'm going to do it myself and give it the recognition that I can. So this is Ethel Franklin, died February 22nd, 1918. That's my birthday. Aged 26 years. Gosh, they must have been sick. Something in Jesus. All right, here's a grave. Ooh, place at the bottom here. J.M. Stores. I believe he is the original preacher, and we have relatives that we know that are neighbors of us and that I grew up with, that I was friends of and went to school with. He was the preacher or the pastor. So, born October 28th, 1815, died October 28th. Wow, he died. His birthday? 1903? Is that accurate? Oh, sir, I'm sorry I'm staying on his grave, too. I'm so sorry. I just realized that. I feel so bad. On that, by light, immortal, sure we shall meet to part no more. On that bright, immortal shore, we shall meet to part no more. That's beautiful. This is Sadie Harvey. I've had premonitions my whole life, and when I was younger, I thought that she was this young girl, this young black girl, and me and my friend Cheyenne, we came up with all kinds of stories. We were probably wrong, but she's an 11-year-old girl, and we had a lot in common with her, we thought. Her name is Sadie Harvey. It's on this plastic bag. Died July 8th, 1890. I believe it's 93 or 18. I believe that's a 9. Aged 11 years. It does not say when she was born. There's another truck. There's that foot marker there. Here's a hollow grave. These people, as I said, couldn't afford coffins, were buried in blankets. And so their bones probably have gone back into the earth. So it's not, I'm not disgusted by it. Obviously, they're human beings, just like an animal. They're earthlings. You know, an animal, a deer, or a bird, or anything else. Beautiful people. This was a church. This is Alberta Chapman. Died January 31st, 1913. Aged 55 years. 55 years old. Let's see what else we can find. These were places. You don't know, I don't know if you can see that or not. But there's a group of 3 trees, and they've grown right above, like grave markers. I believe they did that on purpose as headstones. Look at that. Didn't have a headstone, so they planted 2 trees right above those people's graves. I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what? It looks like they did the same thing right here. It's like they've done the same thing in several places. Because that's a grave right there. Okay. I'm doing as many as I can today while I'm here. And I'm only getting the ones that have headstones too, which makes me sad because there's so many scattered throughout here that don't even have headstones. And I hate that. And you don't even know who they are. There's no key. There's no map to tell you where people are buried. I don't know who exactly is here. So this is Ella Scott. I'm not touching the briars because they're going to prick me. I want to clear them out of the way for you. But I'm going to read it. Died November the 15th, 1923. Here lies one who in this life was a kind mother, a true wife. She was by many virtues blessed, and something among the best. Sorry I couldn't make out that one word, Miss Ella. And Nelson Scott. These 2 are a married couple, so I don't know if they were pastor or not, but this is one that I've had pictures of a lot. It's the one you can see pretty much clearly from when you first come in here, because I usually come in from a different entrance, usually from my house, so, because I live right next to the cemetery, which is why I'm here all the time. It's right next to it, so beautiful picture of the baby's breath back there. So this is Nelson Scott, born September the 1st, 1865. And his wife, Maddie Harris. Oh, Ella Scott. So maybe Ella Scott was their daughter. I'm sorry. So it looks like this is husband and wife right here. So I'm literally sitting on their grave, which is rude of me yet again. I'm not doing a great job today, but I'm trying my best, guys. So Maddie Harris is his wife. I'm on the side now. Died June 28th, 1930. In after time, we'll meet her. So that must be what the others said. In after time, we'll meet her. I'm sorry, I walked on y'all's graves. I've done that a lot today. So these must be more headstones. These are rocks. I mean, there's just rocks scattered everywhere. You see a headstone over there and some more rocks. You can kind of see them scattered literally everywhere. And there's a rock behind me. I mean, if you really look closely, you'll see small rocks everywhere. And that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. They're headstones. These people were too poor. They had just been freed by law, and they were too poor to afford good headstones or even a foundation, a proper church, which is why the Rockbridge Historical Society refused to give us a sign for this cemetery. But these people deserve recognition. I'm picking up glass right now so that some poor animal doesn't step on it and get hurt if they have already. Poor things. There's just people have no respect. Coming in here and drinking beer. I swear to God, there's a cemetery for Pete's sake. So let me run around over here. Oh, that's pretty. It looks like a little ravine, but I believe it's actually a little grave right there. So I remember this before. Ooh, okay. Adeline Campbell died May 16th, either 1809 or 1909, and aged 65 years. So some of these people were old and some were young. Oh my goodness, there's a little tiny bottle here. Pick that up. Everywhere a bottle, everywhere trash. I didn't pick up that big pile of glass bottles earlier. I should have. This one is unmarked. We always thought this belonged to Tuller. I don't know why we thought it belonged to Tuller, but we did. He's the one that, when my mother and father first moved into this house, they would hear the whips and the chains. See, before we moved here, and let me tell you a little story about this one, by the way. It's broken. We don't know why it's broken. It comes right off, and I'm not going to be disrespectful and take it off any more than that because it's not nice. I found it many, many times broken completely off and lying. So that headstone is very, very haunting to me. I'm not afraid of this cemetery, but before we moved into this house, the people who lived here partied in it. And they partied in it hard. And it got a reputation for being a party house. So that's why people still drink here. I think they sneak into the cemetery and they think that it's okay. It's okay to just come in here and drink. Well, it's not. This is a sacred place. This is a church. So when they moved here, Mom heard, the whips and the chains, and she thought it was Tuller. He was the one that they would use as an example because he was this big slave, big guy. You can read about him in the book Bonds of Iron. Bonds of Iron is written about these slaves and other slaves in this area, and we have a copy of it. So Tuller, they believed that, well, they just wanted respect. They had moved on, but because these people were disrespecting this place, and I mean, this area where I live, they still have Confederate flags flying proudly, and yes, not even a joke, KKK conventions. We are that backwards. And being that this is an African American cemetery, of course it's going to continue to get disrespected and trashed. So I put that sign up that says "Smile, you're on camera," because I'm tired of people treating it the way that they have. So Tuller, I believe that grave was his. I might be wrong. For all I know, he was in an unmarked grave. And I think he deserves respect as well. So there's several places throughout here. I'm not sure if you can quite see it. It looks like it's sunken in, but those are graves for people that did not have caskets, that were buried in blankets. Most likely blankets or whatever they had. And I think those trees were planted there as headstones. So you can see that tree and the one right there. It's covered by brush. And here, someone planted daffodils. Again, no coincidence. They planted daffodils as a headstone because they probably couldn't find a rock. Alrighty, so I found a little bit more. Here's a rock. It's probably a headstone. Ah, here's that beer can from the other day. I hadn't found it when I came back in, but here it is. Unless it's another one, in which case, so help me God, that person's gonna die. They'll be buried here with the rest of them, and they can take care of them in the afterlife. I'm kidding, guys. I'm sorry. It's a joke. Forgive me. This is a whole bunch of beautiful, beautiful antique daffodils. And these daffodils have been here since the 1900s. And when they come up and they bloom, oh my Lord, they are going to be so gorgeous. There is one of them now. It does not look like your standard daffodil. Not at all. I used to come in here and pick them. They're just coming up, so that one isn't as pretty, but when they're in full bloom, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to show you just how lovely they are. They're the most beautiful daffodils I've ever seen. I have a question. Why does this look like it's been on fire? Why in the world does this look like it's been on fire? I think this was a tree that was hit by lightning or something. That would explain it. Another rock. I'm not sure if this was a grave or maybe was going to be one because there's no hollow here. Now this is difficult because there's brush here and these are the graves that I was never able to get to. I'm going to go around and I'm going to try. I always try to get pictures. Very, very difficult. Alright. Okie dokie. Very difficult. Okay. I don't know what that says. Ah. These are seeds from the pawpaw tree that, well, they came out in something species, I'm sure. But above me is a pawpaw tree, P-A-W, and I am trying to get through the baby's breath right now. They planted baby's breath over these graves. Lord help me get through this brush. Oh, Lordy. Oh, gosh. This one is overturned. I don't know if you can see what's on it. Can you? And Edward E. something. Born July 23rd, 1877. Died May 15, 1883. And I'm standing in his grave, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm not trying to do that. As I said, I'm not trying to stand on anyone's grave to be rude. I'm doing it to get pictures and recognize these people. And I promise it's not out of disrespect. Marshall B., son of Bob and Nettie Newman, with a W, looks like a V, but it's a W. Born September 5th, 1892. Died September 3rd, 1905. Each of us hopes to join you at last on the beautiful heavenly shore. Okay. Those are very, hard to get to. Now let's see here. Are there any more back here? Haha. Well, there's some beer cans. Someone must have thrown them back there. And I don't know how to get to them either. Tree. Briars. Fun briars. Oh, here's another one. Stephen Brown. I didn't see him before. Not one I see every day because he's toppled over here. And he's right on the path, or right off the path, but, you know, you just don't... It's just so busy. Like I said in the beginning of my video, vlog as you call it, I don't like that word, but as I said in the beginning of my video, How do they rest in peace when they're buried beside a busy highway? How? How are these people supposed to rest? How is anyone supposed to rest, regardless of skin color or where they're from, who they know? These people haven't done anything wrong. See, here's another golf ball. Another golf ball. Why are these people doing this? In any cemetery, it doesn't matter if you're black and white, black or white. Who plays golf in a cemetery? Get some bloody manners. I mean, so, and I only have, this is all that's in my trash bag. It's just some crap. I mean, that's all that's in there. It's just some broken glass. That's really it. So, I think that's just about all of the graves that we had. I'm gonna see if I can find any more before I cut this video off, because I know that there's so many people in here. There's got to be at least 50, 75, 100 people buried here. Children, babies, young people, adults, and elderly. I mean, of every walk of life. And yet, see, here's another rock, and there's another grave. And yet, I can only find so many headstones because these people didn't have. I mean, you can't expect them to have those kinds of resources when they were slaves their whole lives. Here's an animal bone. I'm a witch, so that's interesting to me, but I really should stop. Okay, more. Actually, bones should stay where they are. This is a cemetery. I should not have picked that up. Not because I don't find them vulgar or nasty, but because the dead should rest. I have enough bones in my collection, and I need to have some respect here. So, I think that's all, really, that I can find. And it makes me, as I said, it makes me really sad. We're near the Stonewall Jackson Cemetery, which is in Lexington, and I see all these rich people, all these people in the newspaper that have all these nice, gorgeous headstones. And you see the big old Stonewall Jackson, grave marker and all this stuff, and they get all these flowers and all this recognition and all these newspaper articles because they cater to the rich. And these people, they get nothing. I mean, all they had to do was give us a sign, and maybe the Historical Society could have trimmed some stuff. Maybe they could have just helped us trim some weeds, but no, they wanted to take over the entire project. And some of them were really nice, but I was pregnant, I just had a baby at the time, and it was just wrong the way it happened, and so I'm just going to do this myself. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this and your support. Please give it a like. This is my home base. This is my family. I say that every time. This place is everything to me, and I love this place. This is Mount Lydia Church Cemetery, set established in 1870, and it is sacred, and we should honor it as such and never forget it. Even if it is just a quaint, little forgotten, abandoned cemetery, it is still a holy place. So, I say as a car drives by, right? Good timing. So, anyway, have a great day, and come back, give it a like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.